Check, 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 check. Mic check. Hey everybody, welcome to Chat BTC. It's still something that doesn't roll off my tongue. So welcome to Chat BTC. We obviously talk about Bitcoin here, so let's get straight into it. And the reason why I do these things live is because what's happening with the chart right now is very important. And depending on how the market moves, our thinking should change. So I want to share with you what I'm thinking right now and the sort of trades that I've been taking. And obviously we're going to look at the bigger time frame. But me as a trader, we look at 1 minute, sometimes 1 second chart. So I'm going to go right into the micro market structures as well. And I'm just going to assume that a lot of you, not a lot of you, only a few people watch my videos, but those of you that watch my videos have seen my analysis. So I'm going to skip a lot of it and get to the point. But so from the all-time high, I've always been thinking that the correction had been could have finished here. When we were down here, we were talking about that the correction could have finished here. And obviously on the way down, we analyzed every single move on a higher time frame, of course, but on a smaller time frame too. So I stream pretty much daily on my Korean channel. So we've been talking about it. So after we thought that the correction could have finished here, we were obviously long. And once it got to this level, we became bearish. And it's not because we had any sort of confirmation, but we knew that that would be a good area to start entering into a short position as soon as this move up had ended. And we saw started to see this retracement. We started to think in terms of 4-5. So 4-5 short. And 4-5 short is a terminology that I made up in Korean. It's basically talking about the move is entering into a fourth wave and fifth wave. And there could be a multiple of those. So we're looking into getting to a position, a reversal position, where we believe the fifth wave could be finishing. So in this area, of course, that was assuming this fourth wave finishing and this fifth wave finishing. We were entering into short positions here. And we were always going to look for a tight stop loss too. Because, you know, who knows? Bitcoin could have just gone up. And I was trading live in most of these places. So we were short here. And the reason for that is because the maximum expansion as far as a C wave is concerned, we like to look at 1.236, right? And because the retracement of the first wave was relatively deep, this retracement here, so after this move up, because this retracement was relatively deep, we had our eyes set on 0.854 and 1.236. And the reason why we didn't start to go into a short position in this area is because the price was pumping pretty aggressively. So, and that's why once this started to retrace, we knew, you know, as it comes to a new high, that would be a good position to get into a short. And that's because we had this channel confluence in terms of major resistance here, along with other indicators that we look at. So in this area, we've been bearish. And this area is when I was live streaming live, even on this channel, I was looking to get into a short position where this zigzag may finish, right? And the reason that I gave was the reason why I said that I'm going to get into a short there is because I knew newer traders or fish traders would look at this as a triangle. And one of the things that I always say and say so many times on my Korean live stream is that when there is a triangle looking thing, never to think that it's a triangle. To not trade triangles, but to trade the wave after, right? And the reason why I always say that is because people will draw insignificant trend lines such as this. And if Bitcoin was to go up and then start to head back down, they'll say, okay, maybe D has finished here, it's coming down for an E. And then if this heads down even more and then starts to go up from here, they'll say, oh, maybe the C wave has finished here. And they keep moving their triangle shape around. And in the process, they lose a lot of money. So I always say, if you're not sure what to do when a triangle looking thing forms, is to avoid trading it and to trade the wave after, right? So here we sort of my guess was people will start to think that this is a triangle, and if the price heads back up, people will enter into a long position here, and then Bitcoin might dump, right? So that was the overall thinking behind the technical analysis that we had at the time. And so what we did here was the same trades that I take, and I told everybody I'm getting into a swing short position, and I wanted to enter into a short position in this area, again, between 0.854 and 1.236, right? So I talked about that in my previous video as well, and I've shown you guys my trades live. And I guess the next significant point to discuss was this area. Once there was a big move, my analysis here was that my assumption is that the third wave has finished here, with a small chance that something could have finished here and Bitcoin start to go up. And that means the same strategy that I had up in this area, 4545 short, right? 4545 short, I was going to apply in this area, but a 4545 long, right? 4545 long. So I started to get into a long position, and I shared with everybody, Korean and the English channel, how I was going to trade that. So I was firstly going to enter into a low leveraged long from here. And then if it goes up, I was going to take my profit and add to my short, because I was still holding my short from up there. And once it comes down, switch into a long position, right? That was my first scenario. My second scenario is if Bitcoin decides to move down, then I'm going to add to my long, right? And that's exactly what I did. I was holding a 2 Bitcoin long, I think around here was my average price. Took my first profit up in this area, and then I took another profit here streaming live on this channel as well. So I was out of my long. And yesterday when I was streaming on the Korean channel, in terms of a bigger time frame, I was talking about, even though that I've been saying this could be a 3 structure corrective wave finishing up, now that this move down has come down to a respectable level, that one thing that we need to open back up again is that this motive wave here could be a start of something, right? And what I mean by a start of something is that from here, this corrective wave could have finished, right? But one thing that I said that I don't really like about this structure is that this corrective wave is truncated. So one move down, if this move up looked like this, right, where this point has been taken out and then come down, this may look more like a flat to me, right? A flat structure that looks like that. But because this point is truncated, I was looking at this in terms of this could be a hint to suggest that that Bitcoin price may continue to still go down, right? So with that said, what I started to trade or wait for an entry of is assuming from this point to this point being the third wave or a third wave of a 1-2. So this move down, this retracement, and if this is a third wave, a fourth wave could have finished here to go down, but if it comes back up, that it may finish in this area, completing a corrective structure that looks like this, and then head down. And one of the things that I showed, I told people yesterday in my stream is that above this point in this area, there is no resistance, right? And the price may easily pump into these sorts of areas overnight. So with that said, I told everybody that I'm going to get into a somewhat risky trade. I told everybody that I would not do this if I was thinking with my brain, but I was following my heart, right? Sometimes I make the wrong decisions in trading, and sleep, like getting into a trade while sleeping is never a good idea for me, and I don't do it often. But every time I did it in the last 3 months, my Korean subscribers know I took good profits, you know what I mean? So I got greedy last night and told everybody that even though I'm going to try and not to get into a short position, that I probably will. So I got into my first, this is before I went to bed. So before I went to bed, I put a 0.5 Bitcoin short here, 0.5 Bitcoin here, and I think I had another one probably set maybe around here, right? And I shared my trade as well, right? Because we have a Discord channel where I share pretty much everything. So if I go back to last night, yeah, this is the setup that I had before I went to bed, right? So, but you know now that Bitcoin price came up much more, and when I woke up in the morning, Bitcoin was sitting around sort of in this area, right? Let's have a look. Bitcoin was about here when I woke up, and my average price of my short was like here, and then it started to go back up. So here I decided that I was gonna add a bit more to my short. So this is my position right now. I decided that I'm going to add a bit more here because it could have gone down. And I decided that I was going to add more here because it could have gone down from here. When it came back up once more, I didn't. And the reason why I didn't is because this could have been a 1-2, another 1-2, and then start to pump, right? So that's why I didn't. Luckily, it came down a little bit, but still, to me, this could be a 5-wave move structure. So I'm not that bearish right now, and that's why when the price was starting to come down, I took my first loss here. I was about 2.5 Bitcoin in short. And so because to me this could have been a 5-wave move, one bullish diagonal, I knew that my first loss had to be taken in this area. So I took 0.5 Bitcoin loss twice in this area. And then when there was a bounce up, one of the things that I look at is to see if this is a respectable retracement or not. So I drew my Fibonacci retracement from here to here, and anything that comes to or close to 0.3 or 82, I see it as a respectable retracement. So here I thought, okay, this could have been an A wave, B wave, C wave finish and start to go back up, right? So here I put a couple more. Now that it's in a profit rate area, this I took as profit, and my justification was, again, looking at Fibonacci retracement, that this could have been the A wave, B wave, C wave finish, and then go up, right? I should really get out right now because this trend line here will probably start to break. Yeah, this is not a good position to be in. I might close this up and just think about it again, because I got into a losing trade, you know what I mean? And for me to just hold this is probably not a good idea. I'll think about it after I end my stream. And it's sad because it missed this obviously by only a tiny little bit, right? So this would have been a and so what I did was I set my first take profit at 618 because I always believe 0.618 expansion is the minimum length of a C wave. And I always like 0.854 and 1.236. We call this in Korean Parosa area. It's a reversal area that we always use. And the reason why I set it at 854 is because, you know, this could still be a leading diagonal, right? And then the price is going to pump. So that's why I think that it's important for me to be closing my position here. This could have been like something like that. And the correction for this move up could have already finished. You know what I mean? So, and that's why I'm pretty keen to get out of this position. I might just close another 0.5. Only because, do you know what I mean? Like this missed by a tiny little bit. And I don't really like that. What to do? What I'll do, I'll just draw this for now. And if it starts to go to the right side of this trend line, I might close the whole thing. I'll cancel this for now. I'll leave this for now. So where was I? Yes. So that's how I've been trading. So to me, this still looks like a bullish move, right? Because there's if the price of Bitcoin was gonna dump, it should have just dumped from here, right? So if I forget about everything and just look at this area, it looks like a good area to try a long position. And the reason why I say that is because the risk to reward ratio in this area right now is very good, right? Obviously, to me, I don't get into a position in like this. What I like to do is if the stop loss is going to be here, I like to be getting into a position like here, and as soon as it starts to go up, put a stop loss here. Do you know what I mean? I want to make sure, for me, I always make sure my stop loss is real tight so that my risk to reward ratio sometimes ends up being like 40 to 1. You know what I mean? There's obviously a risk if the market was to move one particular way. That's when I take a big loss. But if not, my risk to reward is always unbelievable. But even just assuming this setup here, entering into a long position, which I wouldn't, personally speaking, I don't, because I still don't like this ratio. But this could easily become, even with a stop loss that's very far, this is still a 4 to 1, 5 to 1 trade. Do you know what I mean? So anyway, so to me, if I look at just this area, it looks like a good long entry because there is a 5-wave move and a 3-wave move structure that could have finished. However, one of the things that why I'm not confident either long or short is because from this top there was a good move down, and you know there is a 5-wave structure. The 5th wave is a bit odd and it's sort of in an expanding shape, which I don't like. But just because I don't like it, it doesn't mean that it can't be. Do you know what I mean? So this could have been one move down, retracement of that, and this this structure, the short here is a bit long to my liking, right? Because if this was to be a good looking corrective wave structure, this would have finished in this area and would have started to bounce up already, right? But there was another stretch and a 4-5 and then another 4-5 down here. That's very tiny. So I still think that from this point to this point could be a motive wave right? So if this is a motive wave, this could it be the end of the correction, or the correction could end up like this here and then start to go down, right? If this is a corrective wave, and if, even though it looks like a 5-wave move, if this is a corrective wave, there could be another further correction down into this area before it starts to go up, right? And can this be the top and Bitcoin dump? Yes, it can, right? And again, I don't like this structure here, but at the end of the day, if this was to be a flat structure, you know, 1.618, obviously, once it starts to enter into this area, I think in terms of the third wave. So if the market structure looked more like this, then I would probably think that this looks impulsive. However, this retracement is now quite deep. It's gone past the 382 area. The fourth wave can come down to here, but it doesn't often happen. And if the impulsive move was to continue. So that's why I think that this could be a corrective wave. Then moving back out to a longer time frame, this now means from here, this move down could have been corrected and another leg coming down. And this is the area that I've been waiting for. I said, you know, if Bitcoin comes into this area, that I'm going to get into a long position in this area, right? I'm not saying that it's going to, because there's a key difference between traders and people who like to fake like they're trading. People that fake it always says things like it's going to go up or it's going to go down, right? If you have that mentality, you're never going to make profit trading. And those YouTubers, I know for a fact that they don't trade because they talk like that. Sorry, just sidetracked. Yeah, this is not looking good. And I have a Korean subscriber here. His name is Donnie. And Donnie is saying that he feels like it's going to go further down. And when he says that, it always goes up. Do you know what I mean? So on this retracement, I'll probably exit. When this move finishes and starts to retrace, I'll probably exit out here. And the reason why I want to exit here is because this is sort of the area where I want to get into a long position. When holding a short, the point where I would normally get into a long position or want to get into a long position is an area where I should be taking my profit of my short, right? So that's what I'm going to do with that trade. What was I saying? So I was saying, yeah, so it could be coming down into this area. So even, and the reason why my confluence is low is because, again, here, the C wave, the wave that could be a C wave is long. And when I say long, it's gone to 1.618. If it was a little bit shorter and I was doing this, I would be much bearish if, you know, Bitcoin price ended up here. If the Bitcoin chart looked like that and if it was doing this, I'll be much more bearish, right? Because there's only a 3-wave move, and the third wave is a good length in terms of comparing it when you compare it to the first wave, but it's not. So that's why my confluence is low. Confluence being low does not mean that it can't go, it can't be, right? So this could easily be a corrective wave that's retraced this move down and another wave down. And with this said though, because the confluence of this wave being a C wave being low, the bottom could be out of this motive wave up. Retracement finishing like this, which I don't like because this is truncated. But if it starts to go back up, I can't say why is it going up? You know what I mean? This is something that I must expect. So what do I do? What do I do in this area? It's very simple. So I told you my plan in terms of short, so I'll probably get out of this now. Another 0.5 Bitcoin now. And once I have, I'm going to think about whether to hold the rest of my 0.5 or not. You know what I mean? And then I want to talk to you about what I'm going to do. Yeah, I'm gonna close that. Yeah, I've closed 0.5 of the trade, right? So with this 0.5, what am I gonna do? I'm not too sure yet. I'll hold it for now. I don't like it. Yeah. I'm just gonna have a look at this. What could be the 0B trend line to see if this breaks first or if this breaks first, and then decide after. I think it would have been good if I took a profit of this here, right? This could have been this would have been like $200 and something. So what am I going to do in terms of smaller time frame? Like I said, because this could be a motive wave with a 5-wave move structure, and this, as I shown you before, could be the end of a corrective wave that looks like this, right? And now that the 0B potential, this trend line that has the potential to be 0B is breaking, I think this move up could easily get into this area without taking out the top, coming up in this area, right? If I wasn't already in a short position, you know, I'd probably start to look at a long position here with get into a long with a tight stop loss, so that when it starts to go up, take some profit. If it starts to go up even more, take most of my profit here, and with whatever left, if it continues to go, you know, get a little bit of bonus up there. Do you know what I mean? So that's the first thing that I'm looking at. The second thing that I'm looking at is to wait even more for a better long position. And so my final profit of my short was in this area. Because here, in the smaller time frame, Bitcoin could have come down more aggressively, right? And if it was, I was going to take all of my profit in this area and then switch into a long position here. Day trading position. So not a swing long, but a day trading. So I still think that trade is valid. So if Bitcoin decides that it's going to come down into this area, I'm going to be looking for a long entry in this area, right? So I think that's going to be my trading plan for today. And if Bitcoin comes back up here, depending on how it looks, before this top is taken out, I'm probably going to try for another short position up here. The reason is because the stop loss is very tight, right? And if it comes down, the potential profit is not bad. Right? Even if it makes this sort of structure and then goes up, just like a bit of rough reward, risk to reward is about 5 to 1 But if the stop loss, if I can set my stop loss to be a bit tighter, it's even going to be more than that. And even if I start taking profit on its way down, so take profit here, and if it starts to come down, even if I include this early profit and this profit, this trade can easily become, if the stop loss can be real tight, it can still become 5-1, even including the profit that you take early. If I don't take profits early, which I don't do, I always take profits early. Stop loss can be set like literally this tight, depending on how good I get into a trade. And this is like a 20-1 risk to reward ratio. So I'll probably will get into try to get into a short. If Bitcoin comes back up here, I'll probably get into a short. Or try to get into a short. Again, a day trading position, right? Not a swing trading position that I'm gonna just be locked into. Yeah, so that is pretty much the plan. So in summary, I think there's a lot of things that are in play right now because this move up was longer. And the reason why I can't be so sure of which move in terms of lower time frame is because this move is aggressive and it's elongated, it's long. Do you know what I mean? And this top hasn't been taken out yet. So I still think, even though this market structure, I think probably 7 to 3, 7 I think could probably is a motive wave, and 3 being it could be a corrective wave. So my thinking right now is probably 7 to 3, 7 motive, 3 corrective, meaning that there's a good chance that it could go up. So I'm gonna play with those possibilities and probabilities, and trying to get into some good areas to trade. I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, I'm sad I didn't get out of... I should have just gotten out of the position down here, seriously, right? This could have been a profitable trade. Yeah, I'm quite sad about that. Thanks, everybody. So that is my thinking right now. And I'm constantly looking at the chart, constantly thinking about the moves. And depending on how the market moves, my thinkings constantly change. So if you found this live stream a bit useful or maybe a little bit entertaining, give me a like, right? Give me a like and subscribe, right? And we've got a tournament actually starting soon on the Korean channel. You see like a little the countdown here. It's got 11 hours and 40 seconds, 11 hours and 40 minutes left. There's a tournament that's starting as well. So if you're interested in that, let me know. Leave me a comment, and I might share the link on the English videos too. But that's for the Korean channel currently. Okay, that's it. Let me know again if you got any questions. Leave me a comment. I'll do my best to answer you. Other than that, I'll see you when I see you. Have a good day, everybody. Bye.